Stop scrolling right now if you or someone in your family was born before 1960, because the DWP just confirmed exactly who is getting extra money this year and exactly how much. And I promise you, the details are not what most headlines are telling you. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button right now, because every single week I break down exactly what is happening with your benefits, your pension, and your money in plain, simple English. No jargon, no confusion, just the facts you actually need. Today, we are talking about the winter fuel payment for 2026 to 2027. And honestly, this is one of the most important updates for pensioners this year, because the rules have changed again, and a lot of people are going to be caught out if they do not know what is coming. So let's start with the big question. Who actually qualifies? The Department for Work and Pensions has confirmed that for winter 2026 to 2027, eligible individuals will receive either £100, £200 or £300, depending on their age and living arrangements. Now, here is the part that trips people up. This is not based on a simple birth year, the way a lot of clickbait articles are telling you. It is based on something called the qualifying week, and that week runs from September 21st to September 27th, 2026. To get the payment, you need to have already reached state pension age by the end of that week. Because the state pension age has been slowly rising, you cannot just say everyone born before a certain year qualifies. Instead, anyone born on or before June 27th, 1960 will have reached state pension age in time and will therefore be eligible, while anyone born after that date will not have reached state pension age by the qualifying week and will miss out this year. The Pensions Minister actually addressed this directly after an MP asked why the cut-off date falls in the middle of the year, and the answer was simple. Winter fuel payment is an age-related payment that goes to everyone who has reached state pension age by the end of the qualifying week and who is ordinarily resident in England or Wales. So it is not about your birth year on its own, it is about when you actually hit state pension age. Now let's talk about how much you will actually get, because this is where the age brackets come in. If you were born between September 28th, 1946 and June 27th, 1960, you will receive £200 towards your winter heating bill. But if you are older than that, meaning you were born before September 28th, 1946, you will receive the higher amount of £300. That extra £100 is specifically there because older pensioners tend to spend more time at home and use more heating, so the government built in a bigger buffer for the oldest age group. Here is something important that a lot of people do not realise. This payment is not something you need to fill out 10 forms for. In most cases, eligible pensioners will receive the winter fuel payment or the pension age winter heating payment automatically, with no requirement to apply. If you already get your state pension or certain other benefits paid into your account, the DWP already has your details and the money will simply appear. But, and this is a big but, if you have never claimed a state pension or certain benefits before, or you have recently moved, you might fall through the cracks. And that is exactly why I am telling you to check your own situation today, rather than waiting and hoping. Now let's talk about the part nobody wants to hear about, the clawback. If your income is high enough, the government will actually take some or all of this money back through the tax system. HMRC will recover the payment from anyone whose total taxable income exceeds £35,000 a year, and this is not something you pay back up front. It gets collected either through an adjustment to your tax code or through a self-assessment tax return, depending on how you normally pay tax. And here is a detail that surprises a lot of couples. That £35,000 threshold applies to your individual income, not your combined household income. So even if your partner earns well above that amount, as long as your own personal income is under the threshold, you keep your payment. If for whatever reason you do not want this payment, maybe you feel you do not need it and would rather not deal with the tax adjustment later, you do have the option to opt out, but there are deadlines and you cannot just decide in December. According to the DWP's own guidance, the deadline for completing the online opt-out form is 11:50 p.m. on September 23, 2026. And if you would rather do it by phone, you need to contact the Winter Fuel Payment Center before 6 p.m. on September 18, 2026. Miss those windows and you are automatically enrolled for this winter, whether you like it or not. Now, here is something that ties into all of this that I think is honestly more important than the winter fuel payment itself, and that is pension credit. If you are on a low income in retirement, pension credit is the single most valuable benefit you are probably not claiming. It tops up your weekly income if you are below a certain threshold. And here is the part that really matters. Being on pension credit unlocks a whole chain of other help, including your winter fuel payment, regardless of your income level, help with housing costs, council tax reductions, and even free NHS dental treatment. The tragic part is just how many people are missing out. Government figures show that up to 760,000 households who are eligible for pension credit are not actually claiming it. That is not a typo. That is hundreds of thousands of pensioners across the country leaving free money on the table, simply because they either do not know they qualify, or they assume it is too complicated to apply for. House of Commons Library. If you have a parent, a grandparent, a neighbour, anyone in your life who lives alone on a modest pension, please send them this video. Or at the very least, tell them to check gov.uk for a pension credit calculator. It takes about 10 minutes, and it could unlock hundreds or even thousands of pounds a year in support they are fully entitled to and are simply not receiving. There is also a bigger structural change coming that pensioners should have on their radar. The government has confirmed plans to bring in a housing element within pension credit, which is designed to eventually replace housing benefit for people above state pension age. This is part of a broader shift in how pension age support is being restructured. So if you are receiving housing benefit right now and you are at or approaching state pension age, this is something worth watching closely over the next year, because the way your housing support is delivered could change. So let's bring this all together, because I know that was a lot of detail. Number 1. The winter fuel payment for this winter goes to anyone who reaches state pension age by the end of the qualifying week in late September 2026, which in practical terms means anyone born on or before June 27, 1960. Number 2. The amount is either £200 or £300, depending on whether you are above or below age 80. Number 3. Most people get this automatically, with no application needed, but if your circumstances are unusual, you need to check for yourself. Number 4. If your personal income is above £35,000 a year, HMRC will claw the payment back through your tax code or self-assessment, but this is based on your individual income and not your household income. And number 5. If you have not looked into pension credit, do it today, because it is genuinely one of the most underclaimed benefits in the entire UK, and it can open the door to support well beyond just the winter fuel payment. I know these DWP rules change constantly, and I know how confusing it can feel trying to keep up, which is exactly why I make these videos every single week, so you do not have to spend hours digging through government press releases yourself. If this video helped clear things up for you, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Tap the like button so this reaches more people who need to see it, and drop a comment below telling me what other DWP payment or benefit you want me to break down next, because I read every single comment, and a lot of my videos come directly from what you ask me to cover. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, make sure you check your eligibility today rather than later, and I will see you in the very next video.